Welcome everyone to another Linux live stream. Remember this good old times when we only had a pandemic and not a freaking war going on? Yeah, this were fun times, right? And we in peace and harmony could work in our Linux distribution. So Linux distribution, right? Fun stuff. I built here the last yesterday overnight most of the stuff here on nearly 24 architecture or 25 architecture combinations, the usual recurring stuff that we did in more peaceful times, right? And of course the only constant is change. So we have obviously and regressions, so change like glibc update. So it looks like the glibc update or other bootstrapping stuff broke a couple of times. This is why, yeah, continuous integration, right? We previous video started to automate this a little bit more, but obviously apparently we need to do that even a little bit more. Case in point, so I looked a little bit, we have a couple of different things. I saw already 32-bit RISC-V, which yes, probably someone is using. It's also use RISC-V, obviously more the 64-bit flavor. But yeah, 32-bit flavor, our ADM logs, has some Vutex thing. I saw this in other packages already. So yeah, we have some errors, so that is, so let's take a look what we have to work and deal with, waste our time with. So this is GCC, error on undeclared. This is a fun one. I saw this. So this is ARC. Yes, we granted. We work with all the architectures nobody else is supporting, like ARC. Like I think Intel used in their previous management engines, but obviously also other stuff. But yeah, is it not amazing? C code, right? C compilers and continuous cleanup and stuff. It's like, yeah, error undeclared here. It's like nulls. Like, yes, thank you very much. Right? We have nothing else to do in 2022 to work on this. That is a fun one. Okay, so this is probably just, so what is that? Maybe AVR32 or so, yeah. So this is just using a new warning. This is a little bit hilarious. Yes, it's this unsupported warnings with AVR. Yes, another obsolete and abandoned architecture of Atmel. When they had a 32-bit flavor of the AVR stuff. We have already set standard? Not here. So this is of course an easy one, most likely, as long as the compiler otherwise. I mean, it's a decade-old compiler, but like GCC 4 or so. So this might be somewhat easy. I mean, theoretically, we could simply remove that for all architectures because basically all the. It's a little bit funny, developer adding such exotic warning stuff. I mean, we have multiple options, right? The difficulty, I mean, we could always YOLO it somehow in somewhere. Like even here, like remove this. That was a cable, oops. We could just remove this here always for architectures. It doesn't even really matter much. Where did I do the other things? I remember we sometimes had stuff like that. We have here, yeah, you know what, let's do it in the package. I mean, theoretically, this is always a balance of, it's like, how does it scale, like long-term code maintenance. We could do this generically for AVR to remove this for all packages. But the thing is also most packages don't even bother adding such exotic warning options. I think it was -capital WVLA. Oh, wait a second, not AVR32, then remove that. Let's see if it fixes that already. I'm a little bit sure this regression is most likely caused by the set standard update. So, I mean, other regressions are most likely caused by the glibc update, or what? Or maybe UCLibc. But so we have various regressions to deal with. What sec version? What did I? It deletes it apparently. Not sure how I managed that. Yeah, but the difficulty we don't have like with one pattern of regressions. A lot will be quite similar because a lot will most likely be glibc. Update, okay, so this fixed that. Let's leave at least one nice open source thing done in the morning. Also, how does that? We're a huge fan of keeping our source white space clean. So I also moved this check version flag. I said this before. In general, I'm not the super greatest fan. For like mission critical code, I would totally not do that of moving code around just for prettification, because then you disturb the history of having it easier to harder to blame and merge and bisect and stuff. But for such stuff in T2, I make somewhat exception of like, yeah, this is basically only sorting. I prefer if this check version and download stuff together. This is just cosmetic. And super mission critical stuff, I wouldn't do it like that. Because otherwise I would need to have a second commit for such unimportant trivial stuff. That's done 32, super most important stuff, right? Who wouldn't run this on AVR 32? So let's maybe control C that there, because there we had our VI open. Oops, UC. And for those recurring subscribers, maybe leave in the comments below, what do you prefer? My last month's rare work out of the office with a fancy fat camera, with a freaking fancy 4K camera and stuff, or my otherwise last month of working from home. Leave in the comments below, scenery, microphone. I think audio is main. Picture's probably better. I mean, the Linux terminal. I mean, for me, yeah, given the crazy situations, whatever, probably have to continue working from home, mostly, unfortunately. But I actually, better terminal, like magnitude better terminal, so I probably could fix that on macOS too. Better audio, less echo with a packed office here with Octanes and stuff and MP3s, and better camera, although camera probably not the most important. But leave in the comment below how important are audio and visuals here on this channel, on this very important Linux work. So that was to be, what was it, Arc slide, yeah. What is that? Hewlett Packard, what's going on here on GCC? Don't tell me this is the same null thing. It could be though. Oh, that's another thing. What? Big Endian reference to? It's like, the crazy thing is, and I totally get it, right? This is abandoned vintage retro architectures, like. But the crazy thing is, once upon a not that long, only 20 years ago, this was the state of the art. Hewlett Packard precision architecture, before they ruined their business with Intel Itanium, which obviously famously sunk to the bottom of hardware, of the hardware ocean. I totally get it, but the crazy thing is, okay, this is Go, but it's like, why? I mean, this big Endian thing doesn't even look like it would be. The crazy thing is, I think the other was also libgo. So I think we have multiple different regressions and build errors in this Go support stuff. And this is not even a regression of glibc update. This is even a regression of us actually building it, right? Because until recently, remember some 2 or 3 months ago, like maybe in December, when we like for Christmas and stuff, the world was still a better place when we added all the support of like, hey, let's cross-compile even more. It's like, yeah, more cross-compile even more. The only thing is you get is more work and more regressions, right? So this is basically debriefing here of our state of regressions. Okay, this is also big. And so apparently, what is that? So microblaze. So apparently this Go stuff has some issue with some things. This is so crazy. often, okay, there's actually this is CPU Gen Go. Maybe it is the only one. I mean, this is. I mean, is nobody else testing this? I also, for 20 years I find myself in the position everything non-mainstream is usually broken or breaks on a yearly basis, and it's like, yeah, welcome to my live stream. Yeah, welcome to my live. I don't find this normal, to be honest. So this is just some Xorg driver as an impact. Okay, this is stuff, our own stuff broken. And I also need to. This is not a regression. That is a known build marginality. I actually need to freaking release this driver because I actually fixed this. I just never came around to release that. That one, probably that is MIP64. At least it should be. The load, how many? Wow, we have 119. Yeah, Vodafone fixed it a little bit. Live streaming here over Vodafone right after 3 years of constantly reminding their support on phone and our channel. Eventually, a technician came last week and it fixed it a little bit. There's apparently some cable were shit in the basement, so at least this. Yeah, and we still don't get what we pay for, but the last days we got 10 Mbit instead of 1, so it's already 10 times improvement. It's not. I mean, it's also not constant, right? I mean, it's constantly blinking red there because 0.6, but yeah, at least better than nothing. At least, yeah. But anyway. So what do we have here? Oh, this was that one. What is the next one? Hello, Ranger. This is some relocation stuff. It might be that this is known. Oh no, it's not known. Neos 2. It will probably, as is also Go. So the Go stuff is too big to fail, it looks. Here are relocations. So what I will probably do, so I'm not fixing this kind of stuff, right? I fixed a lot of stuff. I mean, some people would say I only lazily YOLO stuff here, but often we also fix stuff. But yeah, I'm not going to fix that stuff. So what we could do is, this is probably not LTOing. What I will probably do, because I'm not implementing, so what's happening is probably that the stuff is most likely getting too large. And I mean, it should also not, right? If, I mean, I don't know the relocation, like instruction set architecture, support for jumps and various kind of, yeah, jumps and branches and stuff, and calls, and to know precisely. So what's happening here is a compiler generating some code and with like code and assembly that is using relocations here, some apparently 16-bit kind of relocations. And actually, wait a second, is it in LTO or does it? Yeah. So and then linking this together, the linker can't say can't link that because apparently here, because offset is, so yeah. So this offset is getting too large. I mean, maybe this is even a bug. Maybe they didn't. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. I'm speculating, right? Like from 20 years experience, it could be a bug that they check that this relocation stuff is within 16-bit and they have this check wrong. Like as you see here, this is 16-bit signed and this is like 16-bit unsigned. So maybe they got a check wrong there. But I don't have too much time. I mean, you can share, like, and subscribe. I wish if I Patreon and YouTube and stuff, if this income would be my main salary, then I would now debug for it. The thing is, if you don't, I know quite some code, but I don't memorize and work like other mainstream GCC people, right? So for me, it would easily take a day or two to just freaking find the place in the code where this is. And if it's even fixable, right? And given that this is, what was it, not Neos 2, it's like YOLO, whatever. I will probably simply disable, like work around this, like YOLO that, and disable Go for Neos 2 and other, like maybe even whatever the other, because like, yeah, if you need this, you can always share, like, and subscribe, Patreon and GoFundMe. So if you need Go on Neos 2, then you know where to donate that. What do we have here? So this is CMake, this is some random bullshit. I need, what is going on here? So we need to somehow our lib name. This is so hilarious. I'm in general not a fan of uclipc CMake building so much stuff open risk. What we could do is try to build everything else. I need to find a better way for that, like for stuff. I mean, we could maybe you know what maybe, oops, this is also wrong. What was it? Neos, was it Neos 2? Neos 2 is uclipc, or apparently it wasn't. Microblaze, what is it? Open risk. We could maybe custom disable CMake. I mean, it's fixable, but again, it's like time and money and priorities. But yeah, if you want me that I suffer fixing all of the stuff, but this is the thing, right? The constant 20-year veteran open source contributors, at the end they get very little, if next to nothing. Just the other day I had someone writing me with the open source Sane driver for the scanner stuff I've done 20 years ago, and it's like someone like, yeah, this doesn't work. Can you please support me and help get this working? And I wrote like, sure, happy to do that, right? Would you, given that you want me to work for your stuff, you wanna, it's like, usually I find some nice words of like invoice an hour or something of support. It never heard, like even, not even like I need €100, but it's like someone, probably business, emailing me about some open source scanner driver stuff not working, and then it was even a major one, right? Even a new scanner not even directly supported by that. I only out of, I mean, it's even a huge amount of work that of course we've done in our commercial exact scan, right? In our exact scan it's supported obviously because we do this for 15 years professionally, but I'm not giving that away for free in the open source stuff. And I know the scanner and I know it's even major work, and I wouldn't even do it even for €100 because it's like all this work, and also all the intellectual property, like so to say, of how to even drive that. It's basically a total different driver. But I didn't even hear back, right? Only you ask these people, hey, you want amazing stuff, you're happy to help, you want to pay an hour of my time. It's like, yeah, you never hear back, right? It's hilarious. I made the video already, it didn't change. Okay, is this X? No, this is PowerPC, wow. Okay, that is a crazy one. Is this Altivec? Maybe this is Altivec. Yeah, this is Altivec. Also, this is Pixel. Oh, this is funny because we had exactly that issue. Wow. Okay. I made a live stream about that, a short one, 2 months ago. We had this for PowerPC 64, and I expected that. All right, you know what? Maybe this is even fixable in the same thing. So what is happening? This is also my recurring criticism, right? I mentioned this 100 times. I actually don't find statically optimized code the most usable anymore. With all, even on 2 decade old done stuff, right? 32-bit PowerPC and Altivec. That I think dynamic code generation is the way to go, not only for this vintage stuff, even more so for the latest and greatest Intel AVX stuff, because otherwise you never use this stuff. So maybe we can fix this the same, I guess. Where even, was it not Pixman? Oh, darn. CMake, what is that? I need to find the log file again, Microblaze. Or maybe, you know what, I should have pro tip, don't error through this, open this directly, what you are looking for. Was it was Pixman. I thought you know what, maybe we YOLO, you know what, we did this differently. I changed the PowerPC, the 64-bit stuff we actually built with Altivec. This is probably how we changed that. But otherwise, I mean, so the issue is that we optimize for CPU without Altivec, and the stuff contains explicit manually optimized, hand optimized Altivec assembly code to optimize it, and so code passes. And so that is a problem, and that doesn't compile, as you see. Pixman. Oh, did we build this twice, maybe? Why do we have this 2 times? No. And So their build system is adding Altivec there somehow, and we remove this. How did we build this? Ninja, Ninja install. It says only runs for Ninja install. Okay. Ninja's a little bit annoying. Ninja. Oh. But oh wow, another burst of 600 to it's not amazing, right? Even if Vodafone's like, yeah, we finally did freaking something after complaining for 3 years. It's like, yeah, I'm live streaming with not even 10 Mbit, right? I'm live streaming on a 50 Mbit nominal upstream Vodafone failing DOCSIS link. And in the freaking center of Berlin, right? I'm only upstreaming with 3 Mbit, and we still have 621 or 1.8% drop frames because Vodafone's DOCSIS failed. So it's still not great, right? And people are like, yeah, whining for nothing. It's like, no. For 3 years, I told them this is not working as advertised, and even if they try to fix something, it's still like shit. I said we get like 10 Mbit, but like not consistent and stuff. Now this is freaking. Can we also Ninja? Where is Ninja? Ah, darn. Is it like sometimes? Maybe this was we already for the both. Sometimes it is so easy. Maybe because I want. Ah, darn. Here's some. Maybe verbose does it, maybe not. But what do they insert there? So it's easier usually to diagnose this with verbose stuff instead of fiddling around there in their build system, which nowadays everyone has their own build system. Where do they have GCC? Invented PCH? Here should be somewhere. Here, Altivec. So I wonder somewhat if they built the other files with Altivec now. Let's see, Ninja, is this verbose? Probably not. So yeah, I guess -v is verbose because, or is it? We could potentially do two things. Either we disable freaking Altivec, or, I mean, I would hope it has. Yeah, let's try to enable it. It's a little bit risky because it could be that it doesn't have proper working and otherwise runtime detection, but I hope it does. In case not, we will find out eventually. Set like grep remove, and we remove dash we remove wait a second, this is ICC mtune arch CPU. I don't really see the removal of Altivec unless or here arch CPU. By the way, did Notec, I think I remember Notec wanted, was it this one? I think someone, maybe Notec. It's probably this one of slightly changed. Here, wait a second. Oh no, this is ICC. Why is this is funny. And maybe, by the way, to be honest, it's somewhat time also to remove this ICC wrapper. This is like from of win-win of removing some totally random. Do we have built? Yeah, we have built here. Yeah. So this was from 15 years ago when we were so state of the art to support Intel ICC. Never such a huge fan. This is pass config apparently. I would say if we support this, we also don't have like dedicated Clang. It's like, yeah, ICC serial number. I mean, this stuff is super outdated, right? So don't try to use it. If some, I don't even really followed whether this stuff is still a thing, to be honest. This doesn't make the biggest sense. I don't really want that in there, to be honest, for the most part. Do we even still have architecture? ICC? Oh, we have here indeed some. But you know what, let's nuke this stuff. This is not all, but some. It's apparently only one. Let's be a little bit careful. What do we are here? Okay. The usual win-win of, well, what abandoned stuff do we have? Keeping our code lean and clean. I have no problem keeping vintage packages around. Like I've even recently packaged not only Matrox M9 X series, but 3Labs Wildcard. Because do I have this? I just packed it away. Because Wildcard obviously collected that now, but there's a difference between fine, amazing vintage exotic hardware and software that never was great and is even more urban done now. So yeah, ICC options. This stuff we can leave here. This is hopefully somewhat innocent enablement if you have ICC, but for the most part, I mean, there's no point to clutter that and run that and have this extreme oven number. So let's see. Deleted, modified. I think this looks good. The usual win-win of let's remove some abandoned shit. Removed some stray ICC where config. Did I remember superfluous? Was it that? I always mistyped that. Did I remember that well enough? Maybe I did superfluous. Hey, I think I got this right. Probably I need a dictionary for spell checking VI stuff, right? Probably pretty quality of life improvement. There that goes. Amazing stuff. When we finally hopefully release T2 the next days, the next super major release, then I hope this will truly be one of the most amazing releases. Obviously, Power PC. You can share, like, and subscribe, Patreon and GitHub and all the fun stuff. And yeah, it would be amazing because then I can put even more time into this. What is this? Did I? I did build this wrong because. Good. Let's see. So log. It's GCC wrapper. Also, by the way, let's update this in this tree. Where it actually works. This was my cleaner tree. Cheers. Actually realize I always not the most happy with the camera placement, but nothing like tweaking the camera here live. So GCC wrapper debug. Is that in the log? Is it? Is it not? It is. So let's see. Copy. What do we remove? Okay, we copy. Wait a second. We actually copy that. Why does it then still not work? Okay, that is bizarre. Okay, I thought we removed this Altivex stuff, but okay, that sucks a bit, to be honest. Oh man, that is so crappy. Because this is different what I expected. I expected we remove multivec and that is why this doesn't work, but apparently it doesn't work of MCPU 603 and then manually multivec. Maybe it might be even a regression. I would have expected, honestly, that to work. Apparently it doesn't. You know what? It could be. It could even be. And this is the crazy stuff, right? The recurring theme of collateral damage, and the only constant is change and regressions. It could even be a bin utils regression, and maybe it is because the other. But this is so much time spent on this. I mean, sure, it's my own fault of even trying to support, like the last man standing of, except some maybe Debian or so, but very, very few. I mean, joining the handful of people in the world of even trying to support this. It's my own fault of wasting my time with this stuff that, yeah, probably nobody really still needs, right? Leave in the comments below and thumbs up and stuff. But I have the gut feeling that this is a regression of the last bin utils update. I mean, we could theoretically check that with, because it built before, it for sure built before. So, and the crazy thing, so I take it the second time I look at this already, because the last time I did that with PowerPC 64 for the G5 and up and stuff, for the modern IBM stuff that still exists. And there I found different regressions, right? Actually, it was my own regression of renaming a template, so, or optimization options. So it's like, yeah, one regression I caused myself for better supporting Cling, because Cling didn't support, or Cling LVM didn't support CPU G5. So we renamed that to 970. And so the last time I was looking at my own regression, but this is not a real regression because we optimize for a real, like before G3, 603. Let's take a look at the other things. So maybe we do this at the end. So this is a little bit PowerPC, artifact, SIG. It's like, yeah, if you think you finally can release and stuff, there's always one more thing, right? This is so crazy. And this is also what the recurring theme, right? The previous video, my microkernel is not dead yet, and why I want also previous video, right, where I started to look into writing full RISC-V assembler. And I want the stuff more simple, right? This is really, and yesterday, I think Dr. Schubert posted to our Discord a funny video of some YouTuber making funny videos of JavaScript programmer. And I mean, he said something similar, right? Of JavaScript with broken stuff and YOLO stuff of language invented in 3 hours and package systems of, it's like, I can't even repeat this because I'm not regularly JavaScript programming of we fix this with this refactoring and adapting React and Node and what and version 2 and yeah. Basically, this video pretty much summarized my own impression. And the sad thing is, it's not only JavaScript, even this GCC stuff, right, as this is said, this stuff shouldn't constantly break as much as it does here. So here's also some assertion. Speaking about bin utils, oh, this is sad, it's like, wow, you can't make this. Which package is it even? LVM. Wow. I mean, the release, this is also why I wonder, why does this freaking crazy YouTube person want to write stuff from scratch, like super minimal stuff from scratch? Because, I mean, this is crazy, right? For decades, this freaking builds, I do 64 PowerPC, I think I do like since 2005, since I had whenever I got my G5, over 15 years ago. And it's like 15 years later, like bin utils assertion fail of ELF64 PowerPC, like, yeah, thank you very much. Also, I mean, the stuff is getting too big to fail, right? So basically, the reversing, it's getting so big it fails. And similar to, I mean, not only Neos 2 or what it was with relocation stuff, or Microplace or Arc or whatever that was. It's like, yeah, PowerPC, like 64 PowerPCs, like, yeah, YOLO, whatever. It's like, yeah, your code is nice and stuff, but you know what? It's asserting. So this is extremely crazy. This is even the state of the art. People blaming me is like, yeah, why do you even freaking talk about this on your lazy YouTube channel? When you only work with this vintage up and done shit, it's like, yeah, this is a state of the art. This is even PowerPC. This is the latest IBM stuff, right? We at IBM after 30 years at IBM or 40 or 50, it's like, yeah, big Endian YOLO. We do no little Endian because yeah, the rest of the world. And this is the state of the art stuff, right? This is IBM's latest and greatest, and 64-bit little Endian. The future is here. It's like, yeah, you not with other at GNU, right? We need to polish our beard and discuss about our Richard Stallman's latest craziness and stuff, but yeah, obviously can't do bin utils anymore. This is what do we have here? I mean, basically, the state is somewhat so bad. I mean, maybe it even because this was building, right? This was building just last quarter. And I looked shortly. I did look a little bit into that before I went live. I didn't look into everything. I didn't even expect this to be that crazy. This should be something like this, Futix 2 or something. This I think I had this somewhere. This is RISC-V. This is not. But yeah, state of C. We totally got that right. You build some latest and greatest stuff. It's like, yeah, you don't have this Futix because that is Linux ABI and API management and consistency and stuff. And I think this RISC-V 32, it has only this Futix 2, or maybe didn't. Yeah. In either case, maybe I disable Go for architectures where it doesn't build, but unless you share, like, and subscribe in Patreon and OnlyFans and stuff, and because that is the thing, right? I could work even more like day and night on this stuff. But I simply also need to feed my family. What is this crazy stuff? This is cargo of RISC-V. How is that a thing? Unknown directive in... Looks like something broke RISC-V too. Yeah, and this is where it's getting silly, right? It's one thing if Neos 2 and Arc and stuff, which stuff like really next to nobody ever uses. But this is even similar to PowerPC 64 LE. This is the latest and greatest open stuff, right? Totally open. We got this. It's like, unless you try Rust and Cargo. And this is also what I said 5 minutes ago. It's like, why do I want more truly super minimal stuff? I think I need to develop a business case of actually freaking get rich with that. More minimal, just freaking working TM software, or like minimal, just freaking working, like, and also a warranty. Maybe it's a business case of, hey, this stuff, unlike all companies, including Microsoft and Intel, like, is it not crazy that software always comes with a warranty? Maybe with the business case of, hey, our software it's minimal and just freaking does TM what it's advertised to, and for that we even give you a warranty. I think this would be. I thought this already for 10 years, and now I can entertain you on YouTube with that. It's really hilarious that software doesn't have a warranty, right? I understand that everything is too big and messy, and also like loading random DLLs and randomly failing. But this is a software architecture fail, right? Like this, it's like constantly just the topic of this video, right? The only constant is change, and due to that regressions. And what do we even have here? So this is WebKit GTK, I think. Yeah, this is for, okay, Super H. One of those of, yeah, and I think this is not new. I think I saw this. I think I simply, so this is failing to generate code, and this is when, this should be the internal representation of GCC most likely. I think, Aaron, so this is probably trying to generate code and failing at it. Confused by It's like, yeah, you know you have a quality compiler if it says confused by earlier errors billing. Oh, it's like, yeah, thank you very much of unable to find, yeah, so here's actually the actual error. Error unable to find register to spill to class R0 regs. In my, I mean, I'm somewhat feeling sorry for the compiler engineers because the code is just so, the code people throw at compilers like this WebKit stuff is just so massive and chaotic and convoluted that's like, yeah, but this basically, this summarizes so much, and somehow I need to think how I can become more popular and spreading the world. This summarizes and underlines so much the sorry and sad and failed state of software development architecture when, I mean, yes, but you see, it's also similar stuff is happening on PowerPC 64, similar stuff is happening on RISC-V 64, but this is so crazy, right? 30 plus years of GCC compiler developments, like they're unable to find register to spill this class, and it's like, by the way, confused by earlier errors billing out. It's like, yeah. In this case, I don't need. By the way, is it with LTO? We can try two things. I don't know if we have right now WebKit GTK. We can try to disable LTO if it, okay, we built this already with no LTO. We disable this for other architectures. Maybe, I don't remember, maybe I should actually add here notes of how it failed. But I think it's simplest, like, you know what, I have better things to do with it. It's like, it's nobody running this on Super H anyway. It simply has no priority, right? Why is it? Ah, right, okay, this is, yeah, it's continuing there. So, yeah, it is YOLO. It's like, yeah, I don't have time and nobody pays me for this shit. Dogbook 2, what is going on here? That is some crazy Perl stuff. Not sure why this is happening. Only for exit. Oh, wait a second. Which one was it even? XYs? Ah, but this is even a wrong. Ah, this could be that. Why is this 22? Wait a second. Why is this? Our build should be 20. Why is this an old build somehow? Is it even new? 20? No, February 15th. Somehow some old build. Not sure why this didn't clean before. Hello? 21. What? 20. What was it? 20. Did I? I'm still stuck in. My brain doesn't wanna adapt that we are in this crazy year of state of the world. Yeah, this was just some config hiccup. And last but not least, so unfortunately we now need to go to the very end. Where are we at? PowerPC 64, Super H, and what do we have here? Why is this Dogbook 9 to? Is this? This was a native. Darn. No, I did some shit. Darn, I had my git trim. That was not ideal. Okay, fine, I need to do this. This was why it was there. Shit. Do we still, or did we, did I not clean that? Did I not just? Apparently not, for some strange reason. Somehow I was very lucky here. How did this not delete? But I'm somehow lucky that, did I run something wrong? Let's better move this to svn to git. Not sure due to what miracle I didn't delete that. But somehow I didn't, apparently, hopefully. Yeah. Let's see, create error list. So we still have some mostly Go stuff, and we have this PowerPC stuff. Do we have Yeah, the crazy thing is also, I'm aware that it's not the super most amazing. I mean, you would always hope that people love this content, but somehow they don't love it the most. x86, what else? Okay, this did indeed not build. What? Not sure why this is. Did I reboot? Did I? Not sure what I did here. Firefox? Not sure why. Or was it still building? Or maybe it was still building. Maybe I just... Potentially, maybe. Or something. It is a possibility, yeah, probably. What, no space left on device? What the heck? What? Although temp is mighty used, though. Maybe temp is simply full off. the drawback, I optimized for not deadlocking the kernel. This is help to treat. This might have been why. Yeah, that is a crazy thing. Previous video, not super amazed also with this tempfs handling. I find it crazy that this overuse of tempfs can deadlock the Linux kernel. This is, in my opinion, not really ideal. But what do I know about kernel design? Previous video, right? If I watch more of this, I can't always repeat the same stuff. That becomes boring. Okay, apparently maybe this is also out of memory. This also probably means that this, yeah, so probably most likely, yeah, no space. Yeah, so it comes from building in tempfs. Yeah, maybe, so what do we, so yeah, maybe we stop here. We can continue tonight or something or tomorrow. But that's basically also the reason why this build apparently is, we have more than one. Yeah. Okay. That's basically why we don't have a release there yet. If you try to support too much, then you need to work too much. And upstream regressions, it remains hilarious. We could, in my opinion, also the GNU people don't release bin utils often enough. Previously, there was often an interim release. Oftentimes, we did use some interim release of, this is also FTP, yeah, thank you very much, which obviously, yeah, maybe we should change. Yeah, my recurrent criticism, right, of browsers removing FTP, one of the most simple protocols, like, yeah, not secure and stuff, but yeah, open source, it's hilarious. I probably should switch that to something not FTP though, because it probably, apparently, certainly is freaking annoying that you can't click on this with your freaking browser. Yeah, someone was it someone now also working at Intel for a long time, I think, previously released interim versions. We somehow don't use them anymore. I say, you look at this. Here's, wait a second. Here's even snapshots. But yeah, it's like, I mean, this is again, this is so crazy that I need to sit here on YouTube and yelling at the internet. And it's like, how can people in 2022, I mean, I don't even mind FTP, right? For me, it's like, yeah, for the source distribution, yes, it's shit protocol, it's not secure, but who freaking cares for open source downloads? But then if it's, I don't agree with removing in this few thousand lines of code, it's not the worst in security related thing in Firefox to remove or Chrome. But if it's already removed, and most people have to deal that it's freaking removed, but how can they freaking still in 2022? It's like, yeah, hey, want to have a snapshot, like use our FTP service. It's like, dude, did nobody freaking tell them? I mean, do they still browse the internet with links or I don't know. It's hilarious. It's so sad. Yeah. We could switch to that. I'm not the biggest fan of that though. What do we have here? Is it? No, this is not the latest version. Why do they have a freaking has a also the next thing, right? You go here, like the first thing readme is like not even the latest, right? That is why readme needs to hang around there. Yeah, I switched to the official releases because official release is usually better, or like at least more official and stuff, but the other stuff always looks like manually YOLO together. They got better releasing this stuff, right? I previously sometimes, I think sometimes they didn't release something for a year or two, or maybe sometimes even 2, especially when there's more like Red Hat, and Red Hat's like, yeah, YOLO, whatever. Other distributions, we don't care. But, oops. Yeah, copy and paste with Wayland, that's also a sad state story. Means there for sure are still plenty of other. Yes, Thread 16. I think we could, you know what, I mean, it's a little bit of a win-win of looking at this old packages, probably most of which have not been updated in a decade. And maybe there are new versions somewhere. It's probably, here's even, what do we have here? Oh, here's, okay, there. No tech updated, every package checksum. Grep broken, what do we have? Okay, it's, okay, no tech did some, I mean, it's yeah, so if you can't donate €1 membership and GitHub and stuff, and you anyway want to contribute, here is some stuff to update in this T2 bug 26 of stuff that doesn't download, so maybe has updated stuff somewhere else. Otherwise, you could also additionally, if you wanted to do something, here's some FTP downloads, theoretically even capital D, of not grabbing something in between. You could grab this better, but yeah, whatever. I mean, theoretically, if you wanted, I mean, if we wanted to spread better, use something like that, so even not over grabbing. Oops, new issue? What the heck? Why is this about this? Why I'm not signed in? What? 1 second. Nothing like sharing your passport and security thing live on YouTube, right? Are we live again? Probably, hopefully. I document this, as I mentioned previously. Why is this? This is of course strange markdown. Well done, internet. I document this obviously for others to work on this, alright, because of this. Okay, fine. What is even code? Let's markdown code. What was the... But yeah, basically also for scalability, I mean, not only that I don't forget this and not my famous 200 line long to-do text, but allow other people to work on this. Code stuff, basic. Is it markdown even? Heading. Code blocks of what? then the 4 spaces are tab, okay. Learning markdown here. So tab, of course, we can't press directly. Let's see if tab, no, also not with shift. Shift down, tab. Okay, that is, okay, fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Giving up on tabs. Okay, that doesn't really look like it worked. GitHub issue markup. What do they use? Writing format syntax of code. Quoting code. Quoting. Some basic commands. Okay, this is okay. Not the super greatest fan, but whatever. Does it even? Wasting my time with, oh, that worked. Amazing. Good. Command, you said 1. Does it work as 1? Looks like more. Is it even, this is probably not markdown then. Is this, is it RST or create sophisticated formatting, pros and code? So, styling text, quoting. I could also have probably that, yeah, whatever, quoting code. Yes, okay, you mean single one? Okay, could have used the single one, but what is it even? This is not like then modern. Yeah, of course, people can't agree, right? Too formatting stuff. Anyway, yeah, that's for it. Not, I mean, it's mostly Go. Otherwise, it's Go and bin utils and the RISC-V Vuetex. I remember Vuetex. I patched something somewhere. Was it Mesa or? Ah, no, it was. Okay, it was lib shared memory fence. And here's also no Vuetex. Yeah. We patched something, so not sure what's exactly up with that. Maybe they added that already in a later version of the Linux kernel. Nah. I need to think. The thing is, everything takes so freaking much time, right? Theoretically, I could test now if the previous version of binutils doesn't have the PowerPC regression for Altivec. I would say it must have had, to be honest. But it's again easily 30 minutes of, I mean, testing always sounds so simple, but at the end of the day, if you the whole day do simple things, the whole day is gone. I could download binutils, rebuild it, but even that is probably 10 minutes gone. 5 to 10 minutes, and then depending on what the result is. I mean, patching that for real, if it's, I mean, first I should double check if it's a real upstream regression, and if it is, patching that might take hours of yeah. I need to see. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you learned something. As usual, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, have a good day as the current world situation allows, and praying for the Ukraine and this war to be over sooner than later, because man, what horrible days to be alive. So yeah, with that being said, have as good day as you can, and hope to see you soon for the next videos and live streams to come.